ask you about UBS and what you've been doing in terms of your strategy. You were the first bank really to focus largely on asset management, wealth management really. And, you know, clients today are better off for it. What are you doing at the company in China?
For example, in China, we think that that is one of our top growth markets. So we are increasing our headcount. We're doubling our headcount over the next 4 to 5 years. We just were the first foreign bank that received an asset manager license. We have a wholly owned foreign banking license already. So we're probably among the banks that have most of the licenses you need to do onshore wealth management for Chinese population.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal for us because it's a huge amount of people, and also we're a global bank. We're the only truly global wealth manager, so we can help Chinese citizens invest in the rest of the world, and we can bring China exposure to citizens in the rest of the world who want to invest in China. Couldn't do that to the same degree now, but now they can have a trusted partner that they know from their home market, a bank like ours, and invest with us in the Chinese market, and that's going to be a big change.
But for the longest time, you know, a financial services company going into China could only own 49% of a joint venture. Do you feel that you're going to have the access to the Chinese people that you need in order to really have an impact?
So, for example, our banking license is a wholly owned subsidiary.
Okay.
There is no partner. It's not a JV. And China is increasingly opening up and even discussing now whether the 49 is the right hurdle rate or whether there should not be the JVs more owned by the foreign banks. And I think as that market is opening up, it will be a great market for foreign banks. We're not a retail bank, so we're not competing with Chinese banks about Chinese retail customers in the home market. So we can partner much more than other banks who are competitors in retail with Chinese banks on wealth management and asset management, and we can bring global investments to the top brand of their own clients, where they probably will not be as well positioned as we are to basically offer Chinese citizens global investments with an experience that we have.
That's a good point.
I think it's a good collaboration mode.
You're not seen as a threat.
Exactly.
In fact, you can partner with the Chinese. Axel, UBS hit a new milestone in mobilizing private wealth for public good as well. UBS raised $325 million for the Rise Fund, which has some big star power behind it. Tell us about this and about the cause, why this is so important for UBS.
Well, we said that already in Davos, and our CEO lined that out. We are committed to raising around $5 billion over the next 5 years for impact investing. And the Rise Fund is one of the largest impact investors, and we're the biggest partner in this current fundraising round. Now, for us, it is very important. Our clients, the millionaires and billionaires of this world, they don't just look for financial returns. They want their investments to have a real impact for the society as well, because they're solving generational problems. If you're a billionaire family, you're very concerned about your next and the generations thereafter. So they're setting up family offices. They're having an investment strategy where, in addition to financial returns, they look at how can we invest to make the world a better place. And impact investment is one of these areas. Another one is really philanthropy, where many of these families are setting up charities and philanthropy funds to invest, to do some, to support, say, women in need or children in need. And that's another important aspect of what we do. And we, as their wealth manager, have to offer them all these tools and all these investment opportunities and work with them. And the Rise Fund is one of those alternatives where, in particular among the millennial investors, right, in our client base, they are looking for such impact investment.
And you could work with them over the long term to really hit on the things that are important to them. I get that. Real quick before you go, Axel, what are you telling clients right now in terms of the investment environment right now, in terms of allocating capital around the world? How are your clients positioned?
We're still overweight equity globally. We're still overweight U.S. equity. I think the economy globally is in quite a good spot. Now, we don't see any big problems on the horizon. I think the next big problem that might materialize is actually Brexit, and it will cause some disturbance in Europe. We have to watch the Italian election, because that's another point. But at this point in time, I think the stock market will continue to have some traction. We don't see a massive correction ahead, and so we still have pretty much the overweight on equity, and we're very positive about the U.S. The U.S. growth momentum will increase. You can start seeing the labor market tighten, and so the U.S. is doing quite well. And for us, growth in China and growth in the U.S. are the main drivers of our client portfolios.
Nice to see the emerging markets picking up recently. And Dr. Axel Weber, good to see you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Axel Weber there.